Get ready to be seen here, there, and every freaking where. Welcome to the AI and Chill podcast with your host, CoachDeb.
Aloha, welcome, Coach Deb here. This is the first kickoff premiere of the AI and Chill show. And as you notice, we have a live studio audience. Uh, Sometimes we'll be broadcasting from here. Other times we'll be broadcasting from Studio Money, one of our sponsors. I wanted to kick off today's show as a quick, just solo intro to say hello and let you know a little bit about what this new show is all about. The AI and Chill show. And I think it's been, gosh, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years maybe since the last podcast series I did. And I want to commit to you the next 90 days to be with you, to share all of the things that have changed since I wrote the first book on podcasting literally 20 years ago. This is 2006. We're coming up 2026, and a lot has changed. And yet a lot has stayed the same. Do not go buy this book. I'll get you, if you're listening here, just put in book, updated book, and I will get you and it's the Secrets of Online Persuasion. So you can just put updated secrets book and I will get you a PDF version. By the way, I think there is a new QR code. Thank you, StreamYard. You are listening to us. We have a group of people who joined StreamYard. I do have an affiliate link if you want to sign up for StreamYard. I'll put all of the links and all the things I talk about in the description on my YouTube channel. First, I would love to know where you are joining from, where you're watching this from, whether you're here live, put live in the comments, or replay, put replay in the comment. And if you want the book here, just put secrets update and I will get you a PDF version. Over here is the QR code for this AI and Chill show. Will also circulated, and I'm going to click this now. This is now circulated to the next QR code, which is the AI Chillify new homepage. So that's where I'm going to be sending you a lot of the links and a lot of the apps that I'm going to reveal on this show to people who are subscribed to that list. So, and again, completely free. It is my AI vault that I'm sharing with you. Again, this is the first time we're doing a live podcast and a podcast series in quite some time. The past 5-10 years, it's all been under a vault. People have had to pay of 6 figures or over to get those AI secrets, to get automation secrets, to get social video secrets. And now, for the first time ever, I'm going to reveal a lot of these things now. Now, if you were around 5 years ago when I was speaking on stage from a variety of different masterminds, I mentioned a few AI apps that I was scared to get the word out on because my prediction was it was going to put my video production company out of business. And 5 years later, fast forward, here we are living in the future. And yes, it shut down First Minute Media. So now AI Chillify, which again, this is the new site here, all new broadcast. That is the new company. And that's where we're going to share a lot of these AI secrets, a lot of these AI apps to help you create videos. And we call them social videos, as in vertical videos, as in podcast videos like this, so that you can attract your ideal audience. So the whole goal is to help you attract, help you automate, and help you profit, which is, of course, the name of the game if you're in business. So let me know where you're coming in from. Again, if it's on the replay or live, I'm going to click over here in StreamYard to see our comments and welcome people. Joy, I love you. I know we're 1 month late almost to the date. It's 11/11. Happy Veterans Day. Those of you who serve, those of you who have families who serve, thank you, thank you, thank you. Freedom is I don't know what your number one value is. It's mine. So I am greatly appreciative. And we thought, launching it on 11/11. Yes, 1 month later, late, but better late than never. And I want to encourage you to kick off your podcasts, kick off your social video channels, even if it's a little bit later than you wanted to. Some of you are kicking it off now, and 5 years ago, you wanted to do it. So make this your priority. And the next 90 days, I'm going to come to you every Tuesday live at 2 p.m. Pacific. It's 5 p.m. Eastern, but every Tuesday at 2. I like the ring of that. Maybe that's why we set the time. Also, for those of you who are on the East Coast and you're in rush hour, maybe you're just listening to this, please focus on the road if you're driving. But every Tuesday we want to broadcast. So it'll either be me here live with you right now or pre-recorded and we'll upload, but I will be live in chat. I think one of the Tuesdays, we're going to bring my accountant on board, and we will maybe doing this from the high seas, from the cruise, as long as Wi-Fi agrees with us. That's why sometimes we'll have some pre-recorded. So Joy, thank you. I love the enthusiasm. And Landstrom, welcome. Hello. We were just in a documentary series, I think about a few weeks ago, thus some of the delays of the live podcast. Shamori, just saw him here live. He was one of the MCs for Growth Hacking. Great to see you from, okay, so we've got Chicago. Joy, you want the secrets update? Absolutely. I will get this to you. So here's what's exciting. Yes, and again, live studio audience. By the way, we have a sponsor called Studio Money up in Carlsbad. So those of you who want to kick off your podcast and have a live studio audience, we may have some of the shows broadcast up there with some of you as our live studio audience. Also, we want to bring some of you listeners and viewers on with me here via, I would say Zoom, but it's StreamYard, but we can bring you on. So those of you who have questions, those of you who want to dive deep in your business and you have specific questions about doing social video, go ahead and put that in the comments as well. And we will be picking people from the live studio audience. Let's go over here because I believe my live studio audience has the itches. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm very excited. And I wanted to do this live instead of, and let's get you the third angle. So I know some people want to see the behind the scenes. I'm going to bring this over here. She's a little star crazy here. Mango, say hi. Say hi, Mango. There you go. We got her attention here. But I want to know and hear from you. What do you want to hear about going live, doing social video, doing podcasts? Is it equipment? Do you want to know how we've updated the studio for home studio, for small spaces? Do you want to know the ins and outs of specific apps? So one of the things, Shamori was there with me at the Growth Hacking Conference where I presented the 5 apps, called them the 5 app stack that would put my company out of business. And yes, it has. And we're going to share these with you so that you can take advantage of them. And again, my goal for you this year, for the next 90 days, is get you doing social video faster, easier, and cheaper than ever before. So in the past, this is why we shut down First Minute, it cost a lot of money to just produce a professional video or a professional podcast. You either had to go into a live studio or you had to spend a lot of money producing it, hiring people, getting a lot of these different programs and software, editing videos. Now with these AI apps that I will reveal over the next several weeks, and we'll have some live studio guests interviewing them about what is going on with AI and how it will change our future. But right now, some of these apps like StreamYard, that's one of the first ones we'll go into and talk about. StreamYard has helped put a TV studio in your pocket. So those of you who have been following my career, my launch since I wrote this book 20 years ago, know that I had a TV show where I had to show up, I had to drive there live every day, Monday through Friday, just the commute alone, the prep alone. And then there was a whole production studio. There was a lot going involved. And just to do a lower third. So let's go over here to banners here. Let's go, we're going to click on this right here. AI and Chill podcast. It's called a banner. It's called a lower third right here, right? In order to do that in the television studio, we had producers in the sound room, in the production studio, typing it up, usually going into like Adobe Premiere or some type of editing software, and then uploading it and then pushing buttons to play it. Now, as you see with the push of a button, by the way, there was no one here producing except me. I literally just go to StreamYard and I just click a button and that's it. Hands-free, click a button. I want to end that lower third. I click another button. It is so easy. So those of you who are using StreamYard, put StreamYard in the comment. Those of you who haven't checked out StreamYard, put want StreamYard and we'll make sure we get a link for you. I'll share my affiliate link. One of the reasons why I share the affiliate link, not only because they give me like the equivalent of a fancy latte for every person that signs up. It also gets you a better discount because I started when it was the founder launching it. He has since sold it, but we have such a good group of people that are my affiliates. So anytime we ask for a feature request, like for instance, this QR code, there are a lot of different features And it's because we have a large group of people that have been using StreamYard in the affiliate link. So anytime I go, hey, I've got a suggestion, it's not just me, it's this whole group of people behind me. So in YouTube, we'll have my affiliate link in there. It'll get you a discount. I believe it gives you a week or so for free to try it out. And you don't need the mega advanced version. Just get the pro core plan. It will give you everything that you need in order to do exactly what I'm doing and go live in your own home studio, in your home office. By the way, just as long as you have a laptop and you could be outside, you could be traveling. A lot of our travel bloggers use this. Super easy. And right now I look at this and I go, oh my gosh, this is better than the television production studio. And best of all, you have control over everything. Now, if I go over here on this large camera, you may see some of the fancy equipment. We have the A10 Mini, we have the Rodecaster Pro, there's a laptop here, right? We'll get other cameras to turn around so you can see I have everything now attached to my desk. But you don't need any of this fancy equipment with StreamYard. The lower thirds, the intro that you saw when we kicked off the show, the outro that will kick off at the end, I literally just say end, it ends it. And then I no longer have to send it to a professional editing team to edit it out. Now, if there's a blooper, or again, if Mango does some funky things behind me, maybe in that case, we might need some editing, but maybe not. Maybe you just are committed, like I am, to let your flaws shine through with your new podcast or with your social videos. So again, this show is going to guide you with all of the apps. I'm going to have some tutorials where it's just going to be me, all of the apps that can help you create social video. And again, faster, easier, and more fun, and cheaper than ever before. So, another thing too that we're going to do is interviews. So our first interview will be with Marshall Sylver. He's one of the greatest hypnotists. And every time I'm with him, my sales go through the roof. So we want to bring you different guests. We have Becky Robbins, who started, you may know her. She started she was behind the scenes. A lot of people know her. Some people don't. For the largest coaching empire in the world. She was one of my first coaches and inspired millions and millions and millions of not only coaches, but coaching empires to this date. So we're going to have her on the show. We have Chris Gray, who's a Google expert. He's also an SEO expert. We'll talk about AEO. We'll talk about SEO. And no, I'm not talking AEO, Farmer in the Dell. I'm talking about the future of search. It has changed dramatically. We'll also bring in Frank Shamrock. Yes, you know him as the UFC legend. We're going to talk about the warrior mindset and also what's happening in AI space for athletes and people using it, and what is the future of athletic performance. By the way, are we going to have athletes that are AI? Interesting. Now, one thing I'm going to request here. We've got from Chile, Florida. Welcome. Chicago. Let's see. Joy. Yes. Thank you. Oh, Scottsdale, Arizona. Oh, love Scottsdale. So one of the things I'm going to ask you to do with me, and this is one of the books. This is not one of my books that I wrote. This is Mo Gaudat, Scary Smart. I think it's one of the best books on AI for living in the future. And one of the things he talks about is us programming the AI engines. Some people say our future overlords, in how to treat us. So thanking them, saying please, but also just in the topic. So some of the people that I'm going to bring on as AI guests or to talk about AI, they come from a large political difference, right? So there are going to be some dramatically different political opinions, some religious opinions, and I'm going to bring all different backgrounds, all different from across the aisle, because I also want to use this podcast to train the AI engines that even people, y'all watching from different places of the world, places in America, places, again, from different political opinions, I want to train the AI engines that, yes, we can all get along. We can come to some agreement with certain things, even if we see things different politically or different religious, from a different religious perspective. Because I think what's happened, since I wrote this book, and then since I wrote the first book on Twitter behind me, let's see if we can see that. It's right here, that middle book. That's that second book. This is the trilogy of the 3 books in social media that I wrote. But since I wrote that first book on Twitter, it was literally the first published book on Twitter, I didn't see the future as far as how it could change how we get our news and how it could trigger all of us and how it could divide us as opposed to unite us. So I want this show to unite us by bringing people from different political opinions and saying, what could I see that this person brings that may be different from my perspective, but what do they have to offer? Or what do they have that's interesting that I can learn from? And if we can bring people together and train the AI engines and the AI overlords and the AI LLMs, large language models, that yes, we can all have different opinions and yet still get along, yet still be friends, yet still do business together. Because if there's anything that I've seen is from my friend group, from my client group, from the people that are experts that I learn from, many of them differ in political opinions or religious opinions, and yet I can learn from each one. So tell me if you know someone that may differ from you religious wise, political wise, and yet you go, oh, but I learned this from them, this from them, this from them, right? So that's a perspective that I'm coming from. And I don't know if that's because I'm a Libra born in October and it's the scales, right? Where I can see both sides, I can weigh things out, or my name is Deborah and it was based off a judge back in the Old Testament, and she had to look at things from a neutral perspective. I don't know. We are given names and given identities from a very early age, and sometimes it does shape the way we think, or it's just who I am. I don't know. You can tell me what you think. But I really do, as a commitment, as a movement, not just to teach you social video and teach you apps, but also to start looking at different people with different opinions and being able to get along and have discussions. Because if there's one thing that I've noticed, again, since writing that book, is that too many times I'm seeing people being triggered and we don't have to be, right? So I also want to spend a little time on this podcast show showing when we're triggered and when we might be being utilized by outside forces, whether it's different countries, different political regimes triggering us. Because think about it, you've been training the AI language models and the AI engines on what your interests are. Remember when you first signed up to MySpace? Yes, I'm that old. That's when we started teaching this, or Facebook or LinkedIn. And it said, oh, what type of TV shows, what type of news stations do you listen to? We've been training it to manipulate us and to know who we are, to either A, give us news that we want to hear, that we would be interested in. Why? To keep us on their channel, right? So I just want to bring some awareness to that so that we are not being manipulated and we can take control of our opinion, of our reactions, of our thoughts. So who's with me on that? Um, Put in the comment, Coach Deb, I'm with you. Coach Deb, I'm with you. Again, whether you're watching on the replay or you're here with me live. And then the other thing too, we're going to bring in speakers. We are going to have guests. We are going to have gifts from the speakers. We are going to have contests. So the more you're here live with us, those of you in the live studio audience, again, wherever you are in the world, you don't have to be here live physically or at Studio Money. Physically, you could literally be here live via Zoom, via StreamYard, at whatever channel that you're watching. We'll have those gifts for people that are here live with me. So those of you who are in Australia are like, okay, I'm going to be either staying up really, really late or waking up really, really early because you want to participate live. The other thing is that I'm going to do different tutorials. So I'm going to dive deep into the 5 apps that have literally changed the game for doing social video. One of them being StreamYard, another being Descript, several others, CapCut, Canva, a variety of others that have changed the way we do social video for all of our clients. And it helps us create more videos for them. And if you use them for your own business, you'll be able to do this way faster. For instance, CapCut templates. Those of you who are using CapCut templates, Shamori, with you. Yay, I love it. I love it. So glad you're here, Shamori. It's good to see you. So CapCut templates, let me know if you're following and using CapCut templates, because that changed the game. We used to have to spend a lot of money, both for my own videos and for my client videos, for a professional to get all of these different clips, put them together, put assets, put transitions, put all of these things on it. And CapCut templates, I could literally, I call it Deb from bed. I could literally create a social video that I published at like 6 a.m. And I'm literally doing it within 15 to 20 minutes when I first wake up and I'm scrolling through Instagram and CapCut and I go, oh, this is a cool template. I'd like to use this. So all you have to do is have some clips on the ready. So I'll encourage you to do that over the next 90 days as well. So this podcast may last longer than 90 days, but for the next 90 days, we'll be here live every Tuesday at 2. And we'll again have gifts. We'll have some contests. We'll have some participation. Anne says, I love CapCut. Joy, CapCut. I learned from you. Yay. It's like that commercial. I learned it from watching you. Okay. Some things we're glad you learned from me. Yay. I'm thrilled. Joy. By the way, Joy, we are having a Zoom call tomorrow. We're going to deep dive into StreamYard and the 5 apps, and we'll talk about CapCut. So I'd like to invite you as well. And those of you who are with Joy and say, I want to come too, go ahead and send us an email. I'll actually put this out here on YouTube. Let's see who's joining us live. It's tomorrow, Wednesday at 12 noon PST. Just email us. Or actually, if you go to this QR code here, it goes to aichillify.com and just type in your name and put your best email address, and we'll send you the Zoom invite to come completely free. I'm going to dive into some of the apps that I gave as an overview from stage, on Perry's stage, on Marshall's stage, on several stages. I'm going to be on stage again on Thursday, actually Wednesday night as well. And I'm able to share the highlight of these, but we weren't able to go as a deep dive. So I'm going to go on Zoom. I'm going to share my screen. You're literally going to be doing kind of a behind the shoulders, except here you're kind of, we'll have the camera, actually this camera over here. I don't know if you can see it. We're going to have a behind the shoulders, over the shoulders look so you can see exactly my workflow and how I use some of these apps in order to create social videos faster, easier, and cheaper than ever before. And that way you can do the same thing. So that's my commitment to you. But I also want to hear from you, and that's why we're doing this live. What else do you want to learn? So as I start sharing some of these apps and you go, oh, I want to learn more about that, please let us know in the comments, because as my clients will tell you, when we do our VIP VidStars on Wednesdays for the AI Chillify Club, every time I do a course, I start with like 4 to 5 lessons, and it always winds up being double, like 10 or 12, because people go, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? So it's the same thing on this YouTube channel. I want to create tutorials and videos based on what your interests are. I can assume and I can kind of hypothesize what you might want to learn. I'm going to teach you some of the things that I've learned and revealed, right, for my clients. And I'm going to share some of them here with you. But then some things I just don't know what you don't know. And if you tell me in the comments, I will be able to design the upcoming workshops, the upcoming tutorials where it's just me coming to you and teaching you. So again, whether it's CapCut, whether it's StreamYard, whether it's just script, what is it that you want to learn more about? I will record maybe on a Saturday afternoon and then upload it on a Tuesday at 2. Now, the other thing too that I'll be doing is some of them will be some tutorials that I upload. And those are the ones that may be a pre-recording, but then on YouTube, I'll be live with you in the chat. Like right now, I'm actually live. So it's really hard to monitor the chat and look at it and respond back and forth to comments. Every once in a while, StreamYard, again, allows me to put the comments so I'm able to see them as we go and it scrolls. But when I'm there live, we can really interact and engage. And then, yes, so tomorrow is a Zoom call. That'll be a special call, completely free for anyone that was here during my premiere launch of the AI and Chill Show. So again, just click on this or scan with your camera, the QR code right there. Just hover it over. Maybe you have to click on it to zoom in and focus it. But that is the aichillify.com new homepage. And again, this is also the announcement of the new company, AI Chillify. It's funny because that was one of those things that I asked Genie, which is what I named ChatGPT. Let's see how many people have named their ChatGPT. Put the name in the comments and let us know what your LLM is of choice. Is it Gemini? Is it Grok? Is it ChatGPT, OpenAI? Is it GenSpark, Perplexity? And again, I know Perplexity is technically not an LLM, but most people see it that way. But let me know. Chrissy, Joy, you've named your LLM Chrissy. And then what platform do you use? Is it ChatGPT? Oh, Chat and Claude. Awesome. By the way, we have Chris Gray coming in. And one of the things he talks about in his interview, we interviewed him a couple months ago. It's going to go live. You'll actually see my journey by the way, pre-peptide injectables and post-peptides. So when you see some of these pre-recordings that or a couple months ago, you'll go, oh, Deb's gone on a journey of weight loss for herself. Yes, that is true. And by the way, those of you who go, oh, I don't like this video because I look too fat, too old, too tired, too this, too that. You're going to see a lot of videos where I don't love the way I look, but I'm going to publish it anyway. So who's with me? I'm publishing it no matter what you look like, no matter how many glitches and mistakes. We did a party podcast here with one of the masterminds that I'm involved with. And sometimes the voice or the background, we used new webcams, the OBS-bot. Those are really cool to check out and get into, but they're not quite as crystal clear as my Sony this is the Sony S3, that's the A6400 here. And this is all about the lens more than anything. But again, let me know. But yeah, so some of the things I go, oh, from a production point of view, oh, I don't like that. But we're going to hit publish anyway. So who's with me on getting more social video out? Here's why. So Chris Gray, I mentioned him. He starts talking about the LLMs and he'll use two of them and he'll basically put them in competition, like a little boxing match, right? We're going to bring Frank Shamrock and we're going to see if he does the same thing. But he basically says, okay, Claude and GPT, I'm going to give you both assignments. And then he tells them that he's going to give an assignment to the other competing LLM and says, do better than them. So he literally has the AI bots and LLMs competing against one another. Very clever idea. So Chris Gray is an SEO and Google expert. So he's going to share some of the tips and how he's using AI, but also we're really going to dive deep. He's going to be a regular guest on the show as well to talk about AEO and training the LLMs in the future. This is probably one of the things I'm most excited about since I started talking about podcasting and blogging when this was written 20 years ago. And I made the prediction that blogs, podcasts, and video, which now we see podcasts often as the same thing, would be the future way to attract your ideal client. And now it's automating it as well. So now AEO, I look at it and I go, oh, this is one of those predictions that if you don't start training the engines now and get the answer engines to pick you up and cite you out, right, on the LLMs, in other words, get blogs out there so that the LLMs find you when people are typing in or picking up their phone and saying, hey, chat, I need the best XYZ. Is it chiropractor, realtor, coach, consultant, AEO expert, or AI expert? What is it that you ask your LLM? But I want you to be found. And the way to do that is getting cited. And by having your own blog and posting on social, you will have the edge. So those of you who listen to me and had a blog and podcast and you've been doing it ever since in a social channel, you're going to have an edge. Those of you who are like, all right, I got to catch up, Coach Deb, you will still have an edge if you start today. So who's with me? The next 90 days, let's train your LLMs so that you get found by the answer engines. By the way, what am I talking about with answer engines? ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Those are answer engines. In other words, we ask them questions and then they serve up answers. You want to be found for being the best in your field. So homework assignment, if you choose to accept it. I like to call it playtime assignment because nobody likes homework. Tell us what you want to be known for. And by the way, the best way to be cited is being on social channels and let us know. Like, Shamori, what's the number one thing that you want to be found for and cited for? Please let us know in the comments. By the way, this is how you're starting to train the LLMs, being in social sites and in the comments. And then start getting on top 10 lists. And by the way, you can get your own tribe together and say, all right, we're going to have a top 10 in who are the best AEO experts. You better believe I'm going to put Chris Gray on there. You better believe I'm going to put Kasim on that. You better believe I'm going to put Perry on that, right? You're going to put your friends and the people that you know that are the best in that. And that's how we train the LLM. So get tribes together and get on these lists, create these lists, be the source for the LLM, and the LLMs will start learning, ooh, Chris Gray, Shamori, Joy, let's see who else is on here live, and let's see. Yeah. So, and then by the way, I'm only seeing YouTube comments right now. So if you're coming in from Facebook, sorry, you want to really join live on the YouTube channel, the AI and Chill Show, because that's where we're going to see a lot of the comments here. And that's where I want to start training people. I won't always be on LinkedIn. I won't always be on Facebook. I did this now for the inaugural launch. But if you want to really be live and participating, join the YouTube channel. So that's one of the things that you want to do. And again, putting it in the comments is also good. Oh, Joy asked, is that like a DJI podcast mini, the Osmo? So OBSBot, OBS, OBSBot, like a robot, B-O-T. They're little cameras, sub $100 that you don't need a cam link for. You literally, it works as a webcam. You just hook it up to your computer via a USB cord, and voila, you can use that as your camera to go live on StreamYard instead of investing thousands of dollars for a Sony camera and then a Sony really good lens and then getting a cam link or getting a Rodecaster, right? Like the A10 Mini and the Rodecaster Pro, that was the only way we really could go live in a professional way. The OBSBot, not only is it 1080p, it's 4K. So those of you broadcasting for the future in 4K, OBSBot can help you do that. Now, there are some limitations, and you'll see that in the party podcast that we did with the mastermind. You'll see in the background, some of it is a little grainy and fuzzy. So forgive us, but I want to really use this podcast to show you how you can podcast in a variety of different ways, and then you can make the choice based on your budget. If your budget is sub $100 to get started, all you need is your mobile phone and maybe an OBSBot as your secondary camera, or just this, and StreamYard. And StreamYard.vip is supposed to be the affiliate link of mine that redirects you, but sometimes Chrome doesn't do the redirects. So I'll put the full affiliate link there. But that's really all you need for equipment in order to launch your show. So those of you who are ready to launch a show, you're with me for the next 90 days, let me know. You're with me here in the comments. I really want to meet you. Also, let's get you invited in the Zoom, the free Zoom, where I'm going to dive into the 5 apps. And then here is the QR code right here. It's always backwards, by the way, which is fun when you're Zooming or StreamYarding than when you think it is, right? So like it's over here on the left, but I've got to point over to the right for that QR code. But that will get you on the list so that you'll get the Zoom link. Again, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Those of you here live, those of you watching on the replay, thank you for watching. Thanks you for sharing. The other thing, giving it a like and subscribing, you'll get notified when we go live, and the like helps train your engines to give you more videos like this, maybe mine, but maybe other people like me talking about AEO, SEO, LLMs, AI, and those type of topics. And the biggest thing too is social video. I also want to describe, someone was talking about that. And thank you, Joy, for following. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking and giving it a thumbs up as well. So yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for now. Again, we've got some upcoming guests that are in what's called in the can. Marshall Sylver, Becky Robbins, Frank Shamrock, Chris Gray. And then we'll have others that are live. We're going to broadcast from Studio Money. Those of you who are in the Carlsbad area, let me know. We may be able to invite you to an upcoming live show. And those of you who are an expert in AI, I want to meet you and bring you on the show. We're going to bring one of my best friends, Alicia Little. She's going to talk about training AI agents. So those of you who are getting tired of humans failing on you and you want to really train the AI engines, or your budget doesn't allow you to have a team of 12, but you can have a team of 1 who's the commander of all the AI engines, we're going to bring on Alicia Little. She has really dominated this space of training the AI agents. So in the future, you're going to have a lot of people working for you, except the people are going to be robots. So thank you for watching live. Thanks for watching on the replay. Thanks for liking, subscribing, giving a thumbs up and sharing it. That's how we grow the channel and grow this information. And yes, this is the first time I'm doing this where I'm sharing a lot of these tools and apps and secrets live in public. It's always been under a lock and key. I'm also, because you're here and you got to the end, I'm going to give you the free AI vault where it's all of the tools that I use to create social videos, again, to attract and automate your efforts for you to profit in your small business. All you need to do is go to aichillify.com, give me your best email, and I will get it directly to you. And that is my thanks for watching to the end and giving me a like and sharing it. So thanks for joining. I love seeing you, Joy. I love the enthusiasm that you were on there. Meredith, thank you. Those of you I meet in person, Shamori, and it's great to see you. It gives me more energy. And those of you who are watching on the replay, please join us live so that we can give you a shout out and join as well. So thanks for watching. We're going to end the stream, but we're going to see once I click this little button, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do this tomorrow in the Zoom. It literally, I just click this button and it cues up the outro that you're going to see play in 3, 2.
Thanks for binging on another episode of AI and Chill Podcast with your host, Coach Deb, and her inner circle of AI marketing masterminds. Remember to like this episode, share it with your business BFFs, and subscribe for the first mover advantage on the latest AI hacks with a little barbecue sauce.